Hi guys, today's content is a sneak peek into the new content that will be releasing on a new partner channel. Based around popular protagonists that will be crossing over to other shows. If you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe, like the video, and comment if you would like to see the next episode. But today's crossover episode will be What If Issei Saved the Hidden Leaf Village Part 1. Issei was relaxing at my home. Today was a good day to relax and think about things since my promotion to Special Class Devil. My workload has increased 100-fold. I've also been giving special missions from Ajuka, one of the current great kings of hell. He holds the title Beelzebub. Due to me mastering the power of Office and Great Red to help recreate my now body. One can say that they are now a second pair of parents to me. And now I can take on and even defeat gods. But all I really care about is living a peaceful life with the women I love. Lately a lot of strange things have been taking place. Reports from hell, the human, and even heaven has been going around about beasts who rival gods in terms of strength have been appearing. Even though some of them has been defeated before by the gods themselves. Not to mention where the beasts are coming from is also still unknown. The worst part is the second strongest creature, who had to be sealed by multiple gods of heaven, including the god of the Bible, was now said to be missing and currently gaining its original power, and at its peak could reach Great Red level power. Things just continue to get more complicated. As I sat there on my bed in deep thought, I didn't realize a beautiful crimson hair girl sneak in. Issei. The girl who called out to me was Riaz. Riaz is one of my soon-to-be wife. Riaz, when did you? She put a single figure on my lips to silence me from talking. Your mother told me you looked stressed and she was worried about you. And I would be a bad wife not to come check on the man I love and soon-to-be husband of mine. Also, this is a good time to knock out two birds with one stone, as they say. Riaz moved her hand now to my cheek. Issei, my love, are you okay? Riaz asked in a soft, gentle voice. I know it's been a rough adjustment having to balance your new role as a super devil and make time for all of us and still complete your regular jobs as the Oppi Dragon. It has been a tough transition, but I wouldn't want it either way. I scratched my nose while responding to Riaz. Riaz slightly laughed and said, You really are amazing, Issei. Still recovering from being caught off guard by Riaz sneaking in and also embarrassed by Riaz's compliment, I shyly responded back. Well, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, but hey Ari, as you said, two birds with one stone, what was the other thing you wanted to? Before I finish asking Riaz, she stood up and started taking her clothes off. As heavy blood starting pouring out like a waterfall from my nose as a result of seeing Riaz's big breast, which started to bounce around from her, continuing to strip down until she had nothing left on. Riaz started to make her way on the bed while calling out to me in a seductive voice. Her face became red. Issei, I want you, my love. I couldn't think straight as my mind started to blur and then melt as I could feel Riaz's tender soft skin. Before I noticed it, it was too late. Riaz had made her way on top of me and started undressing me. Riaz. Finally starting to come back to my senses, I began calling out to Riaz and made attempts to stop her, as I remembered around this time Ravel, my manager, the sister of Riser Phoenix, and she's also one of my soon-to-be wives, would come to brief me about today's schedule and activities. Issei, lately I've been thinking about you non-stop, and as Riaz's face became an even brighter shade of red, she started to tell me her thoughts while she began pulling my boxers down. Right as she got them halfway down, a knock could be heard on the door. Issei, are you up? The voice coming from the other side of the door was Ravel. She called out to me again, Issei, I'll be coming in now, please be dressed and don't try to seduce me. Ravel said in a joking manner before opening the door. As Ravel came inside, she was stunned to see us. Riaz. Issei. She yelled at us while her face became very red. Geez, so early, but yet you guys are. Riaz smiled while standing up, revealing her completely naked and amazing body to Ravel as she said with an aura of pure confidence. The first to strike wins. Ravel had an uneasy expression on her face as it looked like she understood what Riaz was saying. Oh, Riaz competitive as always. Ravel said while putting her hand on her forehead and shaking it side to side. Well done, Riaz, a splendid attack indeed. A second voice came from behind Ravel. It was another beautiful woman who I vowed to marry as well. Kuroka. Older sister to Riaz Kaneko, who I am also engaged to. As she began walking in my room wearing her black kimono, which had a hard time containing her big breast and amazingly shaped body. I had a hard time understanding the situation unfolding in front of me, so I asked Ravel. Wait, Ravel, you're early? And you brought Kuroka with you? Ravel coughed to clear her throat, then she responded. Yes, Issei, sorry to intrude so early, but King Ajuka has sent for you. Hearing that, the energy in the room immediately changed. I looked at Riaz as she smiled and said. I understand and I'll wait for you. She leaned over and kissed me before I started getting dressed. I thought to myself, what could Ajuka want from me? Ravel, do you know the details why Ajuka has sent for me? No, I was told it was urgent and details could not be released until you're present, and to bring Kuroka along with you as well. After I finished getting, Ravel and Kuroka came along with me to Ajuka's office. Issei, thank you for coming on short notice. I stood before King Ajuka Beelzebub as I bowed and said to him. Really, it's not an issue, but how can I assist you? Ajuka began to explain the current situation that would shock all three of us. We've received reports from heaven that the creature reported in history as the second strongest beast, which had to be sealed, has made its way to the human world. All of our eyes narrowed hearing Ajuka's words. Ajuka continued. We're also getting close to finding the source of these beasts' resurrection. But the issue we face now is, our forces are currently tied up and at its limit. So we can't afford to send an entire group to defeat this beast that's invading the human world. I understand we can't allow that thing to destroy people. Ajuka smiled hearing me as he continued. Originally, this beast, known as Issei 666, was reported to have escaped heaven after a fierce battle and entered the dimension gap. Through the dimensional gap it was able to find a crack, which allowed it to enter a new dimension where humans live. In complete disbelief I responded to Ajuka, a new dimension. Ajuka replied and continued. Yes, a new dimension. In fact, there are multiple dimensions that exist within that space. But usually these dimensions are sealed, and interactions with the sealed dimensions are impossible. And attempting to unseal these dimensions are usually impossible as well, given that the dimensional gap is a very harsh area for one to remain in, unless one possesses Dragon God Great Red level power. But even then, Great Red did leave that place every now and then, which tells me that place isn't fit for anyone or anything. I couldn't help but be shocked at all the information Ajuka just told us. And, lastly, the latest report we just got has confirmed Issei 666 has began feeding on the humans who live there and is growing stronger. Anger started to fill me. Then Ajuka said to me, most of our forces and the forces of our allies are tied up fighting the other beast, and there was no doubt in my mind that you would fight and could defeat Issei 666. I showed Ajuka a fearless smile. Of course. I'll go right away. Ajuka smiled and said to me, thank you again, Issei. I've also asked that Kuroka come along with you since her magic resemble the powers of the new dimension. I have no doubt she will be a huge support for you. Kuroka looked at me while smiling and said I get to have alone time with Issei. Kuroka said with perverted smile while she grabbed my arm and put it between her big breast. I couldn't help but swallow spit as she held onto me tightly. Ravel sighed and said to Kuroka, you're no better than Riaz. Ajuka lightly laughed and said, regarding the humans there are in fact many people who lives there. Also, unlike our human world, they use their power openly, so using your demonic energy and magic openly shouldn't be a major issue most of the time. We've set up a magic circle in case of an emergency. We can also send reinforcements. Ajuka gave me and Kuroka special communication devices as he said. These special radio devices will allow communications through the new dimension. Ravel will be the point of contact via these devices. She will also remain here to manage Issei's major minor responsibilities while he's absent. Ravel shook her head with determination. Leave it to me, Issei. I smiled while responding to Ravel. Yes, I'll trust everything to you. Ravel will also go inform everyone of your mission. Thank you again Issei and Kuroka. I know you will be successful in defeating Hexa 666 before it's able to be fully restored. After nodding in agreement, Ajuka started the magic circle and told us the name of our destination. Good luck, and after successfully being transported you will arrive outside of a village. The natives there call it the Hidden Leaf Village.